What is up, you wonderful people? Let me tell you why full-time YouTube is not for me, and why it might not be for you either, and what to do about it. So I just crossed 1 year on full-time YouTube, and let me say, I would be remiss if I did not mention all of the amazingness that happened like in this past year. So quickly, here's 5 just amazing, life-changing, never thought that this would happen to me things that I'm grateful for. The very first thing is going back to the very beginning of this year. I actually went down, and I don't think this came across like quite as clearly as I wanted it to, but I went down to Baltimore and I bought back my actual very first camera that I ever owned. The actual one, not it's the same model, the real actual Canon Rebel XT. And I bought it back from Allie, who I knew in college, and I sold it to her. That was an amazing experience that I don't think I ever would have cared to do this. Like, this whole YouTube thing, being a YouTuber, made me care again about filmmaking, which is like, you know, I could cry a little bit just thinking about how much that means to me, because it's my thing now. Secondly, I got the chance to go to 368 and speak. Thanks to Genki Hagata and Creators Offline, X368, it was like this amazing event. It felt like the first one that had ever really happened at 368. And I got the chance to do that, and that was just an incredible experience. For me, that really felt like kind of the culmination of like, almost like a medal, you know? Almost like a medal, almost like a 100,000 subscriber reward. It was like, you get to speak at 368. That was incredible, and I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity without YouTube, without being a full-time YouTuber, I don't think. Fast forwarding a bit, without being a full-time YouTuber, I wouldn't have made nearly as much money as I did, and I wouldn't have gotten out of $58,000 of credit card debt. And in the video, you know, I'm just like, I was just kind of so overwhelmed by it that I'm just sitting in my closet studio at home, just talking about how overwhelming it is, how crazy it was, but also how thankful I was to be done with it. And yeah, like that was just a huge weight off of my back that I owe to YouTube. Now I just gotta get out of all that school debt and house debt and car debt, and don't worry about it. The fourth thing, I think as filmmakers, we just all want to make an impact, like make a video, make a film that changes somebody or something, or like, you know, she can feel it. Like, we all want to make a ding in the universe, like Steve Jobs, in some way or another. And I got to do that as a result of a person that I met, Andy Yardy, through consulting, introduced me to this organization called Impact Water, and they took me down to Honduras, and I got to spend like 11 days in a village in Honduras with these amazing people who lived in this village, and just watch like their work ethic and their entrepreneurial spirit, and just coming together to install these massively long water lines that went from the well at the top of the hill the whole way down to these villages. That video, that little piece that I made, it felt like I was doing something big that like made an impact. I'm incredibly thankful for that, and for you, Andy, and for you, Impact Water, and Trav, my manager, and just, man, we're getting deep here. As you can imagine, there's a million things that I'm like, I try to be grateful. I try to think about gratefulness as much as I can. But the fifth thing that I'll say here is the friends, you know? The friends that I got to meet because of this thing is just insane, all over the world. One of my friends who I met very early on in my whole YouTubing like experience, Gina Walters, came over for Vid Summit. Getting to meet her, and she's from Australia, literally the other side of the world. Getting to meet her because of YouTube and like connect in real life, just such a crazy thing. So I'm incredibly grateful for my time as a full-time YouTuber. Incredibly grateful. But here's why I will never do it again. Before we go there, you're probably asking yourself, what is this place? If you know me, maybe some of you are like, no, I'm not asking that at all. Guess what happened? New office. I don't know if you can hear how quiet it is in here, but like, it is incredibly quiet, as in 0 sound. So I'm obviously super excited about that. It's gonna help me like, you know, film at any time that I ever want to. But another thing that I'm excited about. I'm not excited about that doorbell. I don't actually know what key this is yet. Yellow key. Look at this. Also, sound in here. Like there's an HVAC on right now. It still sounds great. Got some brick. Got a little brick action. Like, all right, I have something serious to tell you. Oh man, I can't even with this place, come on. But potentially the coolest piece of this new office. Come here. Ever since I got up on the roof in Belfast with Dan Mace chasing sunrises, I was like, I need a place that has roof access. And that is what this is. Like, I love this. I could not ask for I love this. Look at that rust. It's gorgeous. The great thing about getting a new office in a new part of town is like, I feel like I have a brand new city. Terraceburg isn't massive, but it's big enough that like I'm exploring all these new places and it's awesome. For me, what it means to be a full-time YouTuber is that my primary streams of revenue come from my ability to perform well on YouTube. And that really is the key and like why I can't do it anymore, is that when I switched to needing my videos to perform well in order to make money, like that changed the way I thought about my videos and about what I was doing and about just everything, and not necessarily in a bad way, but just in a way that I didn't like. When you put yourself in that place, in that mental space where you're like, this doesn't have to do well, I'm just creating because I want people to watch it, I want it to do well, but it doesn't have to for me to live and to provide for my family. When you're able to get in that space, that's when your stuff actually can do well. I'll tell you what that means for me and this channel and what that's gonna look like. But first for you, like if you have a goal to be a full-time YouTuber, which just means to get all of your money or most of your money from your efforts on YouTube, that's totally fine. Like that's a great goal. It reminds me of like Gary Vee wanting to buy the jets. Like definitely strive for it and get to that place and even give yourself a year to do it. Like I did. Like that's fantastic. Do it. Go for it. And because A, maybe it'll work for you, but B, I think it's fun to just experience new things. Like I like that. The skills that you build while trying to become a full-time YouTuber, just freelance production, like all of those skills that you're building while becoming a full-time YouTuber are extremely marketable skills in the market climate of today, okay? So by all means, set it as a goal and go and crush it. And hey, maybe your stuff is gonna perform so well and you'll get that, what do they call it? Like, you could just walk away. Like, I hope that that happens for you. That's not where I'm at. So I need to separate what I'm doing on YouTube and how much money I'm making. Does that mean I'm gonna stop making money on YouTube? No, 100%. Integrations, ad revenue, Patreon, like all the stuff. Merch, I'm gonna continue to make money in all those ways. I would never stop. That would be stupid to stop. Like multiple diversified revenue streams are the goal here. It's just I'm gonna be making other ways. So a couple of those ways. I did a goal video at the beginning of 2019, so it feels right to do one at the beginning of 2020. Video courses, couple YouTube series, consulting, just freelance video production, but stuff that I really like and am passionate about. No Small Creator gear, or like, you know, not just merch, but like actual usable gear. And then also creating stock footage. I mean, I didn't even mention speaking, but that's a huge thing for me too. I love doing in the IRL, where you just talk to people in an actual audience. Oh, one other thing that's new. Now I just gotta figure out how to set it up. Genki Hagata. Jin Nagata. Genki Hagata. Hagata? Genki Hagata? Hagata? Genki Hagata. Genki, you and Jin have very similar last names, bro. Thanks to Genki Hagata,